Welcome back to my channel, guys. In this video we will learn how to sew this trendy cowl neck Bubu kaftan with a built up collar or trim that goes all the way to the collar down to the hem. So let's get into the video. It's actually a quick one. This fabric is already folded into four because I'll be cutting the front and the back piece together. It's a crepe fabric, a lightweight crepe. You have to use a lightweight material for this so that the cowl effect will, come out well. So I'm just marking my starting point there. And I also used 3 yards for this, so you'll be needing 3 yards for this. So I marked my starting point line there. Like I said, the fabric is folded into four, so I'll be cutting the front and back piece together. Now I'm marking my shoulder line. So I'll mark my shoulder. I have 8 inches for my shoulder, and from there I'm going to get the length of the how long I want the sleeve to be. Okay, so just mark how long you want your own sleeve to be. I'm going to mark it there, and then from my starting point on that area I'm going to mark 1 inch down for the shoulder slope, and from my shoulder slope I'm going to mark my sleeve opening. So I'm going to mark 9 inches for my sleeve opening. That is where your sleeve is going to come out from. Okay, so I marked 9 inches and I just drew the straight line from my shoulder slope to meet that 9 inches like this. Then I am going to just mark my neck. So I'm doing a neck width of 3.5 inches, of course, for both the front and the back. But for the back, I will do a neck depth of 1.5 and I'll connect it like so. I'll be cutting the neck depth of the back first, okay? Then I just connected from my neck width to the shoulder slope with a slant line like so, right? Then what I'm going to do next is from my starting point line to create the cowl effect. I'm going to come down from my starting point by 30 inches. Okay, so I'll come down from my starting point, that is from my neckline, 30 inches. If you're really tall, really tall, you can just do 33 inches, but I think 30 inches is just fine, it's just okay. All right, so I did, as you can see, I did 32. So if you can do 30, from 30 to 33 is fine. So on that 30 inches mark that I came down by, I'm going to mark my hip line there. So I did my hip circumference, that is my hip divided by 4, and I added 4 inches extra. The 4 inches extra includes the ease allowance and the seam allowance as well. It's a boo-boo, you don't want it to be, fitted. Okay, so that's value I have there. I'm just going to bring it all the way down to my hem. Yeah, just bring whatever value you have, you bring it down to your hem. I was just arranging to make sure that everything is equal. So I brought it down on my hem like so, and I'm going to connect it with a straight line like this. Now for the cowl effect, I'll come from my sleeve opening there. That's 9 inches we marked. Remember, I'm just going to freehand it or freestyle it and make a curve. If you can see what I did here, just curve it like this. It's going to create that cowl effect. That effect on the sides by the knee area after you sew it up. So that is all for the cutting, the drafting. I'm going to remember this line I'm touching now. You're going to notch it when you're cutting so that you know that that is where you start joining from. All right, so I'm going to cut this out. First I'll cut my neck line. Like I said, I'm cutting the neckline of the back first. Then after cutting, I'm going to take away one piece and then we'll cut the neckline for the front. Mind you, I am adding ½ inch on top for my seam allowance, that is on my shoulder area. Now I'm going to cut this side out, and then once I'm done cutting, I'll come on here and then I'll notch it. I think I eventually increased it to 10 inches. Yeah, I maxed 10 because I know that I'll be joining with 1 inch. So after joining, I'll have 9 inches left for my sleeve opening. So I notched that 10 inches that I have. That is where I'll start joining, okay, all the way down to the hem. Now, after cutting this, I'm going to take away, open this up now, and take away the one that is inside, and then fold back the one on top, so that I would create the neckline for the front. So this piece is going to now serve as my front piece because I'm going to create a neckline for the front. Now I'm just arranging everything together to make sure that is, is equal and is okay. Now on the neckline, then we removed 1.5 inch for the back depth. So I'm just going to take it away, place my tape like this, and mark 10 inches for the neck depth of my front. And then on that place that I marked, I'm going to come in by 1.5 inches like this and mark it. Then I'll connect it to the neck width like so. Okay, then I'll go ahead and just mark out 1.5 inch from there all the way down to my hem. So I'm just marking out 1.5 inch. I'm going to connect it with a straight line down to my hem. Please guys, if you're still watching up to this point, kindly give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, and please turn on your notification bell so you get notified each time I post a video. Thank you so much for your support. Now I'm cutting that 1.5 inches out all the way. Just cut out this line that we marked all the way to your neck width like this, and this is what you have. So you have two pieces for the front, okay, and then one piece for the back. I'll go ahead and join the neck area and just join the sides. Okay, now for the strip I'm using, this is the strip I'm using for the collar area that's going to be in front. It's very long. I joined fabric to make it really long so that it's going to go all the way down to my hem, to my collar, and down to the other side of the hem. And it's measuring 5 inches by width, and I ironed interfacing on it, and then I folded into two like it's seen. And I've gone ahead to join the body. I've joined the shoulder with half an inch, then join the sides with 1 inch all the way down to my hem, and then I'll go ahead and now attach the strip of fabric that I already cut out, iron interfacing on it and ironed. I'll just join it all the way my you know my neck area all the way down to my hem. Like I told you, it's measuring 5 inches by width. Okay, so on fold you're supposed to have 2.5 inches. Now I have joined it, and this is what it looks like. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to now cover it up. That is sew up the front area because it's not supposed to be open, it's going to be covered. So what I'll do now is I'll take my tape. Mind you, I also attached an extra thing on the sleeves just to give it a little bit of spice. So it's very optional. Now to cover up the front, we're going to measure where we want to start sewing from. Okay, so I'll just align everything properly and measure from my shoulder seam. I'll measure 8 inches like you're saying. I'm going to just mark it with my chalk. On the other side as well, measure 8 inches. Make sure that everything is equal. You don't want one to be longer than the other. So you're going to just overlap one on the other slightly by a quarter of an inch, like very, very slightly. So you have to take your time and do this so that you don't make any mistake. So you overlap one on the other, and I'm going to hold it down with my pin. Yes, I'm secured with my pin, and I'm just overlapping with very tiny more like 1/4 inch. We don't want to overlap it too much. Then I'll overlap it, and then I'll start from that 8 inches mark, and I'm going to sew it on top, but like your top stitching, all right, by 1/4 inch. So as you're going, you're overlapping by 1/4 inch, and then you're top stitching very close to the edge of the one that you're overlapping with. Okay, so when you get to the hem, if you want the slit, you can go ahead and stop, mark where you want your sleeve to be, and just end there. If you don't want to slit, you can just sew it all the way down to the hem. All right, now I have sewed it, and I've sewn it, sorry, and this is what it looks like all the way down to the hem. I left a little bit of slit because the owner doesn't want the slit to be really high, guys. So that is just what how to sew this simple Bubu dress, a cow Bubu dress. And that is all for the tutorial, guys. I hope this video was helpful. I'll now go ahead and weave the inside and give this a thorough press. And that's all for this tutorial, guys. I hope it was helpful. Please, if it was, kindly like this video, subscribe. I'll see you in my next one.